A very good morning and good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. A beautiful day. Beautiful day is right here. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? Let me just see if you are here. Just comment on the chat. Say something on the chat. Say something at least so that we can be able to proceed well. Just say something. It's a good day. Another good day today. That's day. So we are almost ending week in a majestic way. We are ending week in a very majestic way. I have never seen a good week like this one. So this week has indeed been very beautiful. Has been very beautiful, especially the way we have just been entering our positions, and the market has actually been so good. I think this week has been so very nice. Just say something on the chat. Let's say good morning. That will be very important as well as we proceed to the analysis of today. So remember, what we are going to look at today actually is going to be as well very important. We are going to observe it at least for some few hours. Then we can proceed on the next one. And of course, when you just join this, of course, expect to get a good signal from the market. Expect to get a better signal from the market. So it's going to be very interesting. I have already spotted some good opportunities. Remember, Trump was speaking yesterday. We are going to check as well on that. What was this guy saying? It's another interesting thing there. Now, yesterday, remember where we were. The market was so interesting on what we were trading yesterday. So yesterday we were trading gold, and this is the live that we did on yesterday. It was around 4 hour time frame, like 4 hour, 30 minutes. We started live streaming even before the London session to open. This is the lesson. The last signal that I really gave you is this one, sell zone, where I told you make sure that you sell from 48.76, and this is just a $20 move inside this zone. I beg to and beseech you to sell from this zone here, because we had another sell that we took here and we sold around 48.36, but I think that was really not enough. We had to fill this gap here, FVG fair value gap, that was really here, but already the market was on the extreme levels and they want you not to buy. Now look at what really happened. The market even moved, not even 47.95, but market moved to 47.59. That was another interesting day around this area here, as you can just see from the market. Actually, market did not even touch 48.98, but at least I was selling from this, started selling all the way here, and I closed. You can see this position I was talking about, 48.66. I started selling when this market was touching 48. 70 something, 75. You remember after that, after we traded all the way from this zone here, then the market decided again to create some highs. So at least now at the end of it, we look at this. This was actually yesterday profit that we were making from this market around this area here. Now we are just going, we are connecting between the yesterday analysis and today. So this is the profit that we are closing. You can see this is the first one, the sell that we took 48.73 before. Now the market moved to 43.36 before it get back again all the way up. Now what's our target towards the gold today and the end of the week? We'll be checking on that as well, what is really going to be happening. Something very interesting going to be happening. We have to really check on that and see, do we have really some good chances to still enter the market, or we are too late. As well, I think we'll be checking some of the currencies and see what opportunities do we really have. Now, if you look this carefully on the gold, on how it's really moved, this is the area I was expecting is already being touched. And this means just one thing, that the gold has high probability now of creating a high. Remember, the big target that you're waiting for the gold to touch is around 5,000. So from here, after gold just meant a very big move yesterday when the Trump was talking. Remember the reason the market actually moved. Remember that between the stock indices, the stock went up, but the US dollar actually gained, and that's why when we move to DX, let's see, you can see actually the DXY gained a lot, and I think this is one of the things that pushed the prices of the gold down. You can see how the prices were really moving down, and after this you can see we are 98,400. But what you see right now is the price that moved quickly all the way up, because this is a 4-hour time frame. You can see now the market really indeed moved all the way up, and I think this is what prompted the prices of the gold to sell all the way, because of the trend of this, what really happened. You can see even now I was following on that speech, and you can see how the Trump was really talking about the stock market, how they should be really high. And I think that is the time now. The stock market indices, for those who trade Nasdaq, it was very low. Dow Johnson was very low, below 49, around 48. And now you can see the prices are really indeed very. This indeed the other one that we were talking about. Remember also the silver was actually at today it was 95, but already they touched around 91. So I took some sales when I was not really live here, and it went really so well after touching 9,900. So silver is another focus I was focusing on. So yesterday I actually bought silver at 90, but you can see around closing, the market close yesterday around 1 a.m. the market and already moved all the way to 94, and that was a really a big move that really happened to the silver as well yesterday. So for those who trade silver, we still had some good opportunities yesterday, and that was really interesting. So that is what I was really trading yesterday. Gold went so well. We made some quite good amount of money from that. Congratulations for everyone who entered with us. That was really good. I want us now to go into details, because gold has already achieved what we were waiting to see at the end of the week. Between today and tomorrow, what is remaining? What is the next move for this? Since the gold has actually achieved this target of achieving everything that we're waiting for it to achieve, that at the end of the week, what do we have remaining for today and tomorrow? Because sometimes when you get a very big position like that, sometimes you can even relax and say, I will see you again tomorrow or Monday or next week. But what do we have remaining for the prices of the gold? That is where we can start now, because you can see already this is up. But you can see also this created a gap here, and that's already been filled, which means after this big move that has made here, a continuous move, let's see, something like that. Look at this one. So already this is actually filling the gap here, and that means that where we are now, if you are trending real gold, there's something that is really going to happen, and that is what you are going to see from this market. If you are going to buy, where it is best place to buy, because some people will be waiting to see, because the prices of gold are low, you now start buying, because the market is actually going to go to 5,000. Sometimes you are going to buy very high, and that is going to be the most dangerous thing that you're really going to be doing. I want to see on this one. This is DXY. Remember, this is now the DXY. If you look at this region here, you realize just one thing here. So when I draw this is the area I was waiting to see this price is touching and probably continuing to move down. And you can see already this target has actually been achieved. The market has really touched this wall. So a little bit of reaction after 800 here. You can see the market has really tested that, and there is somehow a small rejection that is really happening towards that market at that place. So after this, what do you expect from the DXY? Remember, this can actually influence on how also the dollar is going to be moving. So that is going to be a very important well, and that's why we're checking on this one. That's why we are checking this. So look, by the look of things, and identifying the zone and this gap being filled, this area here 50 on Fibonacci retracement, that is a testing area here. Remember, demand just happening at that zone here. Now this area being tested again, of course we expect at least this price to come at least to 700 probably before we continue to move up, because you can see after this big move that happened around this area here, now this market is breaking what we call now the structure. But when you look at this as well, you realize it's almost the same thing that is really happening across this area here. And there are so many people who use different strategies. I know there are so many people. You have what do we call the breakout structure. Like for example, this market is moving up like this, this one, and actually for those who identify this, you can actually see some of this wave. Let me show you here. Elliott impulse wave. Look at this one. Of course, wave 2 has to be bigger too, and then when you move to number 5, it's the one that actually shows a very, look at this. This is 5 when you talk about the biggest one, and you can see how the market actually created this one and it moves. So this was actually so perfect, I think, when it comes to the Elliott wave strategy, because you can see this actually was so big. Actually, we could even have taken this from here, but you can look how the market was. But even by the look of things, you can see there is what we call here the market was actually moving up, and yeah, break of structure here, the market moving up. This was very perfect as it was moving here, but we go to the market breaking this zone and moving down all the way here. That is the same thing probably before the market now decides whether it's going to create another one here or we're going to move down. Then this region here has to be really tested, and I think this is the zone I'm talking about around this area here. So after achieving this, we move slightly back again. We are going to move slightly. Let me move this. So we are going to move just slightly down, and then we are going to be really moving, I think, up in the next one that you're going to be having. But on this, just expect this at least to be coming down. But on this, you can see we have a break of this structure here. So whatever you're going to be getting here from the USD, this dollar index is really going to be a good determinant of where this market is really going to be happening here. We're really going to be getting a breakout once this zone, or the market is really going to be continuing to move down. But one thing that you can notice here, you can write down what my note I write here is: number one, this market trend was actually over, and you can see the structure here, and we got a good breakout here. Candles actually went this 4 hour time frame, market closed down, and then we got this region testing it again. There's probability now the market maybe continue actually to move down on this side. That's why when you move to the highest time frame like daily time frame, you're probably going to see something just like this. Look at this. You're going to see the market moving exactly like that, like this one. So this is going to give you a lot of information on how it actually has been happening. Look at this region being tested so many times, the market trying to rise up again, trying to get this. Just look at that. Look at what we are drawing here about the Elliott wave. Look at this. this is now how the market was really trying to do. And I think there's a gap that's been created here, filled now, and I think now we might actually be coming to 700, like 100 less of 80, 98, 800 here. And what does that means? That means it's the less strength, less it we're losing, and this will cause the price of the gold to either move up. So we are going to really compare this. So those analysis, I just wanted to just check just a small bit of dollar index. We'll be coming to that to see whether it aligns with what is going to be happening with the prices of the gold. We'll be coming to check even more of that, but at least now we have identified the strength and the structure of the DXY. Now look at this. This being on the daily time frame, we have already achieved what we wanted. So I'm going to really remove everything here, because now we are going to look on a different thing. We are going to look at things differently. What we look when you look carefully on this market on the highest time frame, you realize that the market not really 100% achieved, like where we are supposed to move. Remember, our target was 47.95. The market moved below that, but not 100%, like not that 100% move, because you can see there's a really big move that really happened here. And when you really compare between the market moving from 45.36 moving all the way to 48, and you can see we needed even a more candle just like that. But you can see on the daily time frame, that means just the prices sparked all the way here, and probably maybe to gain. Some people on the ICT strategy will just call this on the highest time frame a liquidity sweep, with the market gaining the liquidity to move on the upper side. So, and I think that correction was really good. Okay, so if the DXY is really going to be moving down, I think now this might be pushing the US, might be pushing the prices of the gold to move on the upper side. This candle, after this market creating this, I think that is perfect, and this can as well. Let's move to 4 hour time frame so that we can see candles. This, after now, the market has actually achieved at least this one, because when you look on this retracement line, at least from this level all the way up here, you can see at least this market line from at least 60%, around 60%, almost 60% of pull back before it continues to move down. Although we have others here that has not been filled, but you can see this one has been filled. Not all of them really get that 100%, but at least we are good on this one, and market can really move up after just this one. But we'll be moving even to the 1 hour time frame so that we can see even more clearer of this market. Our target was achieved. Now what next? By look of things, by just see this market after achieving this low here, this candle, remember, after opening at this 4 hour time frame, let me expand so that you can see the candle that's going to actually, this candle is going to close exactly in the next 1 hour. So when is it 12? 10 is going to close in the next 3 hours. So I think it will be checking more of 1 hour time frame, so that we get more candles to analyze. But when you look at this 4 hour time frame, this is why we started getting the market moving down, and you can look at this prices getting rejected towards downside, and this means that there are so many orders. Like when the market comes down, it gains prices and the market start moving up. That is what we are really getting from this market. And after that, we got a very big momentum from 47.09. I think that's where more people started buying from this market, because you can see after this candle just sold around this area, we got another rejection here, and the market got rejected all the way from 47.71, and around this area here, that is where we got high demand from this market. From this area, you can talk about this zone here, I think that is where we might be having a point of control here, around this area here. So many people are buying between 80s and and 66, 47.80 and 47.66. That is the region so many people have been really buying from. But even after this market does not really have that sign of really moving up. Number one is because this candle has not really even closed above this market here. So you cannot say that this market, after opening this, because this is green, that the market is moving up. Not yet. So I know the prices are low. 48.27 is low, but this, and we are focusing 5,000. That is a prediction from the biggest institutions that we have been waiting for. If you go also to the SP 500, you see the JP Morgan predicting that the SP 500 might be reaching 7,500. It's the same thing, a prediction for the gold actually to hit 5,000. But remember, 5,000 is a prediction towards the end of the year. So we might be getting a very big pullback here before the market moves down. And by look of things here, if you're planning like tonight now, remember yesterday at around 8 a.m., that is when we entered this market. That is when we started actually trending. The reason we started trending is because we really got good opportunities to buy from this market. We got really good opportunities to buy from that market at this time. Now, I want us to see something here. Petron Rahaha and yes, and the other person. How are you doing? Exactly. Now look at this. We cannot really say that this market is now having a momentum to move up until this market closes, this candles closes below this, because you can see all these candles have been closing just slightly below. It's only that this candle opened here, but before now, after confirming this, probably we can check this on the lowest time frame so that we can see that first. Now, until now, we get this market moving past this, and then we can say the closing point. But when we have, at least, if you really want to buy this market, then the current price is not really good. Just expect at least this price to visit this zone here, at least this area here. At least this area here. But you can see this momentum here that you see. This momentum you see here. This market actually, where it's just aligning itself like this. You see this one. This is so dangerous because sometimes you're going to see this market moving like this. So if we are probably trying to buy right now, that's why I'm talking about this. When you see a market like this, actually you can just decide to create another one that is going to move slightly like that. Look at that pattern. Look at that pattern. I'm creating simple things here. I'm creating simple things for you here. I'm not going to force this one here, but just try and look at something like that. Assume it's something like this one, where the market tries this, moves this, and now moves down, tries this, and now tries this, and now below this is where the market just closes, probably 47.73, right? And now unless now we start like market start moving to 48.73, if we are long-term trader, if you are swing trader, then that is the idea that I'm just trying to bring in so that we can really understand this. That is for the swing traders. That is for the swing traders. So, but number one, this market is really going to react across this area here. You see this area here. This market might be really be visiting around this area here, but I'll be seeing to where this market, in case maybe we're going to buy or sell, the best place to do that. Yeah, but overall, if prices are really going to be moving down, then we expect to really buy low from this. But by the look of things, for the price of the gold, yesterday we had a gold opportunity where we started selling very early. But on this one, we really have to be patient now and see how the market, how it is still going to be closing down. Because once this market start creating this pattern, like this one, especially if this market moves again to this place of 47.76 or probably below this again, then that will be another shift of direction, and that's why you can see that can really happen here. Yeah, that can really happen. You're expecting, because you hope the prices will be reaching for 5,000, but after all you realize that the market is shifting. There is a change of characters. The market is shifting from uptrend to the downtrend now, and that is the most dangerous things, because you may end up losing everything. And this is where we actually have to just do that. By look of things, if you look at how this market is reacting downwards like that, then it gives you the information that you need. So for me, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see probably before the end of the day how the prices of gold are really going to be reacting from this. I just give it patience to see how things really unfold, and then we get the best opportunity to either enter and buy or sell from this market. But we are here, we actually at the center. Trust me, we are really at the center. The reason I'm talking about this, you really have to understand me on this. On the gold, 50-50 right now, but the market is really going, there's high potential, then gold price is really going to sell again all the way to this place. And just observe that, because I know this I can sell, the market is really going to move even to this place, and there's chances maybe it moves even below this. Look at this. After the big move what we end, the market dropping from all the way to this place here. You know, the best place you could have done is to either buy here or sell here. So as we sold around all the way up here, we sold 48.80. That was amazing. And another people again buying at 47.57. That was incredible. But look at between this price here 48 and this one, this is actually at the middle of all these prices. So this price can move up or down depending now on the direction that we are really going to be getting from this market. All right, and that's why now if you buy middle of here, you are not buying low and you are not buying high, so the chances of losing money is very high. And that's why now, for those who are trading gold now on my side, I'm really going to be very patient on this. And what I'm saying is that I'm going to observe how the prices are really going to react to once this zone, because there's probability the prices might break all the way down. Now let me give you a setup here. I don't know why my charts are not really connecting. Let me connect to the data field. My charts here is not, I wanted to show you the volume side on the Sierra charts, but I don't know why it's not connecting to the field. I'll check on that. I wanted to show you the field, live field, but we can still check on let's see on what do we have on the volume profile. Did you see how the prices are really reacting here? But let's see. I want us to check on the volume side and see how the market is really doing. So I'm trying to check on this. So let's see. But of course, this price is even going to come. And when actually this price come to this area here, when we get to 48.09, expect the market actually to either start moving on downside, and this is going to be a different scenario. I know there are so many people who are buying right now. This is not a good opportunity to buy here. The price is actually at the middle of what we bought and sold yesterday. So this is not really, today is not a good opportunity. Yesterday we've been selling throughout. I've been telling you to sell for straight 4 hours. And now today we just wait and see how things are really going to be unfolding on this. I just did trending viewer into cluster charts and profile things, because this data are really not that much accurate. And don't like things that are not accurate. I love accuracy. The interview just somehow but it just help us somehow see where so many people in some positions are where being entering, like this point here where we have the POC. You can see we have the point of control is absolutely right here. So that is why we got so much sales happening across this area here. So let me allow me to play with this. Let me play with this. I don't want import, I want up and down, so that we can see whether we have low nons where the market can react fast. Yes, absolutely. This area is not going to be good. You can see this one. I was thinking of this zone, but now, yeah, so that's not a really valid area. 137 probably across down here. So now that's how I know where to place even the stop loss. 86, 106, 105, 137. That's amazing. Okay. 189, 193. That's big. But I think this is the area. This is where we have low volumes. But at least this area is important. Now this area here. Okay, here is good. Across here, this is good. This is what do we have here? This is 137. Buyers and sellers are canceling each other out there, so that's not so bad. Yeah, so that's generally before I open my other cluster charts volumes and all those things to see the pending orders, I want to give this market a chance now to actually move either this place or the upper side, and then we'll have at least some conclusions on why this market moving. But by look of things, just look at this. This is center of everything, as I just told you, and you can see in between this. We cannot enter here, so this is not a good entry point. This is not a good entry point. Take my hand device and run with it. The next one I want to give you a signal on is currently GBP Audi, and you're going to do favor for me on this right now. I'm going to show you the big movement that we really have on this pair, how it's really moved down. I know this is not a good pair to trend for many people, but at least we are going to just do this. Look at this big move that happened across this area. I've been trading this for a while. We got a breakout across this area here, because you can see this market been moving so good. Market was moving this way. So across this area here, we got a breakout from this market here. And I was expecting these prices to either touch this around this area here, and then we move up. But already this trend was actually already existent, and you can see right now how the prices we were on trend, but you can see what really happened to that market. But you can see, although the market actually created a high here of 2.15, that was really amazing. But you can see as well on this small move here over the S&P. This for I'll make sure that you make money from GBP Howdy, because it's a good pair though. But when you look at this big move, how it has actually been moving down on the trend, apart from this ISM frame we have here, we have another one here where this market actually been moving like this, and this is valid. This is valid as well. So that's how the market actually been absolutely moving from this, and that's another amazing story. This, yeah, something like this. So it's another amazing story. The best way to end on this market, looking on the highest time frame, I want even to move to weekly so that you can see things more clearer now. This week you can see how now the market reacted from this. Now that is a big move. For now this market actually been moving. Look at this from the top here after achieving the low of 1.59. This is now how the market is now creating on the trend. We can say still the market is on the trend. But after this breakout that we didn't got here, then there's just one thing that we really going to analyze, where is still going to test this, because after breakout we have to test the zone again before the market continues to move to the continuous direction. That's what I normally check on my side. It normally happens that way, and that's become so simple. It becomes interesting. Now this region, after this very big move that has been happening here on the GBP LD, I'm expecting now these prices to at least test this low here. See this zone here, I'm expecting this jump, and after getting this jump here, at least we are going to get at least from this big move here all the way to 201. So that will be at least 100. That will be, yeah, almost 100 pip movement that will be happening from that market. And the other thing I want really to bring to your attention, the reason this market, this is a perfect entry point that is going to be happening from this market, is because these prices are really low. And one thing as a trader that you really have to consider is, do you really buy low or you buy high and then you sell low? So that is losses you really don't want to incur into the market. But this zone here, that is the one that you are really going to consider here. Just simple. If we use just different indicators here to tell us the prices where they are, apart from volumes things, even when you look at the RSI, you can see I transformed this to be okay, I don't like 70, I like 80-20. I like 80-20, and you can see we are around 70, we are around 22, almost to 20 level. And when the market touches 20 2015, of course you expect this market actually to, and you can see now when you see the market printing rents around this zone, that means that we are in extreme levels. So this region that I've drawn here, that is between these levels here, that is why you're going to have your entries. I'm going to mark that one. So I'm going to mark this zone of GBP Howdy and make sure that you enter that way. Your entry is going to be located here, or you can put 1.97, between 1.97 and this region. Actually this is Kombali sana. These are very far though, this one time frame, Yeah, but those are the region I really want you to have your entries right now. So between these areas, this region of here, $50 pips difference. This is for swing traders. Actually, for scalpers, this is not going to benefit well at all. So mine start moving in from 1.9. I'll just give it another big move here, because once we target this, we are going to be targeting here. So this is almost 2. Remember, this is 2, and this being 2 is going to be so many pips on their way up. So that's my target for this GBP IRT. You can check on your side as well and see what is really happening on your side. Opportunities that was really there is for those who traded Don Johnson's. So if you are actually there yesterday, we end a very good opportunity for buy opportunity when the price was actually low of 48,400. Then that was a really good opportunity for you to buy. If you missed that, you missed golden opportunity to buy at that market. The signal was simple and given it some few weeks ago on how to really buy when this market is moving up. But one thing that you can be sure of is that when you see these prices coming down again of these prices here, you can see it's almost the same what is really happening to the GBP IRT. Breaking this scenario, just almost the same as gold, or now it's actually been doing, but the opposite direction. You can see now what's really happening. So the direction for the gold and stock indices moves opposite. So moves opposite because of dollar. And now you can see what is really happening here. The gaps was created here and now it's been filled, and you can see after market testing 300 is back again all the way down. Now expecting and waiting to see the price at least moving down to this place here. But one thing that you can be sure of, in case you see lower prices, probably below 48,700 for the stock indices, then you can start buying low. Because number one, the Don Johnson SP500, of course, they are going to create new highs. Of course, the stock indices for the stock market of the US keep moving up. And the Trump is doing everything he can to make sure that the stock market of the US are always high. So make sure that at least when you see lower prices, 48, use that buying slow and just hold, because eventually then Don Johnson is going to hit 50,000, SP500 26 something there. Yes, and SP500 will be eating 7,500. And that is what you're going to be getting from this market. You can see the London session is on, but the gold is really trading between 48 and 28. And that is the most dangerous thing. When you see the market is cool, just know we are just waiting for some people to make a mistake and move the price so that we can enter. So today I'm just relaxing and waiting for these prices to make some move, and then I'll just be back again to see what is really going to be happening from the market. Yes, so that is my analysis, just very simple. Today I'm just be checking things out, and we just wait and determine whether we are going to hold, bid, or but I don't have any entry. The only entry I'm waiting to see is from GBP IRT. That is really happening right now, and I know it's going to probably move slightly down, and I'm going to start buying, of which is going to buy actually and hold probably maybe to the next week. I'm going to give it time to buy long, so as the market keeps moving down, we continue buying. Yes, so that is me. That's the analysis for today. I know we have not checked on the calendar. There are a lot of things aligned, the stock market, yeah, but we still move it just like that way. I have a masterclass for the how to analyze the news and how they are really connected to each other. So in case you have not checked that, this is going to be a good time. I'm going to be uploading it so that you see. Now look at DXY. Remember we analyzed also the GBP DXY dollar index. Where is it? DXY USDX. Yeah, this region we have analyzed that. We have checked on GBP Audi, right? GBP Audi. So, and we have highlighted the good point to buy. You can find your good entries right there. Yeah, and more of opportunities that will be coming up. The gold, we just wait because now we are at the middle of the problem. Wait for the prices to give us clear direction on where we are really moving. Today is on Friday, and GDP results US Thursday. I think today is on Thursday, right? Yeah, today is Thursday. At least tomorrow we have something on the US. Tomorrow, Friday. Let me. This new thumbnail as posted here analyzing, and I told you that we really have to wait for this. I know there are a lot of things right here. They cannot really start talking about the Japan rate where they're being on 1%. So people trend JPY, just brace yourself. PMI is another data. Remember, PMI is the one that this is actually the beginning of inflation. So if you wanted to start prediction, or you want to know where the market, where the economy is heading towards, or this is a earlier indicator for PMI, is an earlier indicator for PPI, and PPI is another earlier indicator for CPI. So both you can be checking on that, because also this influences the market as well. So we'll be checking on that. GDP for 30 this quarterly here, that is really going to be amazing. Also can move the market and unemployment. Copy see here, and before this time probably will be becoming live again to know where this is actually going to really market. And when we will be analyzing this at exactly like 4 and waiting for the market to react, then we can actually go even to these monetary policies for the Japan, for the people trend JPY, and also the PMI on what we really expect. But this is a genesis of everything. So there is no indicator that's actually going to like give you or know or the result for PMI, because this is a very, very highly data that you're going to get from this market. So it's so it's very hard. But for PPI you can know PPI you can know, at least for PPI, yes, but for PMI it's different. Yes, so you just get next week we'll be getting the interest rate decisions, and you can see the Fed is expecting to put the interest rate still at the 3.75. Let's see what the Trump is going to do on this, whether he's going to have something, because you know this fight between Powell and Trump has actually been there. But we'll be coming live to analyze more on this microeconomics. And also remember, also Trump was right there yesterday, so there are some key things I wrote down, and those are things that really have to be following up. And you see, every time now the Trump is live, it's not like Joe Biden. It's today when the Trump is live, all the market news are really watching. CNBC, Bloomberg, Business, you know, all these are really watching. Every institution is watching how the Trump is talking, because of course there's influence on his speech, on how he really talking. So you cannot really miss that one. You cannot really miss that. You cannot miss one this guy, because you know, mdomo. Mdomo, mdomo. That is same for the crypto guy, because this is the same way for the crypto. If you're trending crypto and really you are not following Trump's speeches, although maybe sometimes he may say this and tomorrow he act different, then you have a problem. All right. So remember those one. The only signal we really got here is GBP Audi for this case. So we are going to have small kidogo too, and then just more entries when the market drops at least to 1.97. Fast entry as the market keeps moving down. We scale in as the market keeps dropping. Yes, I will see you in the next like some few hours up to this. Embrace yourself. You see what has actually has happened here. This is the same thing I was talking about. So assume now you bought at this area here. Look at that. The market could have actually gone against you 100%. You can see. And the way I know majority of you normally enters like few pips, like when the market moves from 30 to 35, you're out and you're using big lot size. ingewaramba vibaya sana. Look at this, the market, the gold has actually decided to hit very quickly 16. Just look at that one. Stop loss pump. Your stop loss is gone. Your money is really gone. Now you can see that is the same thing that should actually have happened with your account, and that is crazy. So make sure that at least you follow this. So when I say just be patient enough, you can see now what you have to really to do on this. So we are still waiting to see what is really going to be happening on these currencies here, but still you can see, in case this market could have actually moved here and breakout, but because of the market that's really, I wanted this candle to come around this area here, and I think this is because it has tested this one. I wanted it to close right below this one, so that at least when it moves to this area here, then we can actually start thinking, is it really this a good zone to buy? Because now we may start thinking about buying, but I'm not saying that we're going to buy at this zone here, but now we could start thinking, is it really this good time to buy from this zone? Now you can see 48.24. we could have actually started thinking, are we really going to start buying or selling? Yeah, then that could actually be in a good region. Yeah, but still you can see 24. So we're still waiting to see whether we can get lower prices than this, because you can see now how the market is forming right here. But after this, I think there's a gap that has been created here and has not been filled already, the gap around this candle here. So probably the market is going to move faster when we around this area here. So and I think when the market comes around 47, that is slightly below 48, then we can actually think of which region are we really going to really consider to either buy from this market, because now our mind will be crossing to, can we really buy? Where is our buying point going to be? Where is our buying point going to be on this one? So that's what we are going to be thinking about, the buying point that you can really have from this market, and that is when this market crosses downside. Yeah, can see 21. So assume there's someone who has bought around this area here. You see now, because you saw this price is actually around that 3, then you see how you could have actually hit a very big stop loss from that market. You remember the GBP that we're talking about. I think the market is still reacting from the GBP hourly, and I want to see what is really transferring it there. I want to see what is happening to the GBP out. Let's look out to on the DXY, because we were saying that it's still going to be moving the other side. I don't know whether it is this one or DXY. Which one did we click? Did we click this one really? Let's see on the one time frame. So the prices of gold, if you ask me right now, then we just wait. So this is the region we're talking about. The prices coming to this region and trying to move down, and I think that will drive the prices of gold probably higher. But gold, the safest way if you're planning to buy now, I think the best price to buy is below 48. And I think if you buy at least below 48, you have at least a good entry. Although the market might even move below your entry point, but at least below that will be good, But if you are going to enter like above 48, it's like you are buying on the higher prices and still expecting the prices to move the higher prices. That is really not going to be fair at all. That is not going to be fair. So I think the best prices is when we wait for these prices to really come down. 20, that is what we have, around 48.20. We can be observing that on the screen. This is DXY, so I'm looking for GBP IRT to see why is it really reversing so early, because you can see we are ending at 16. I was waiting for these prices to move lower, but you can see this is a very big move that has actually happened here, and I think this might actually be coming all the way to this area here of 198 200. Yeah, still we can be waiting to see that one. So I'm really sorry, because the reversal has really happened so early, but you can see that was really perfect one, very perfect one. These are so many pips right there. The gold is still moving below. You can see it is 48.17. You can see that was really perfect. GBP hound analysis is this is really the simplest analysis you can just use in the market and really trained so well. But I think when you will be achieving at least 1.97, you can start buying from there, but ensure that you scale in. Don't just enter like that. Just make sure that you scale in. I mean that I start entering from 1.97. if you're planning 0.05 lot, 0.5, if you're planning probably to have a 0.5 lot, make sure that you define that at least to 5 entries. That will actually be even more nice here. Yeah, that will be more nice. So I think that's a big candle that has been written there, and I think the market and moved to 1 something, and I think I end a position that I entered with my phone 1.17 here, and I'm going really to close around this area, because I may be expecting these prices to come here, although I'm expecting these prices to move all the way up here. I hope these prices comes low again so that we can buy more from that. Gold is 48.14, and let's see now where is the potential for this, because it's still moving down. Now you see what I'm talking about. This trend here was looking like the fan, not really complete as you can see from the screen, but what really happening here, just look at this one. It's really happening, because you can see, just look at this. It looks like simple or simple one, but you can see how active it has actually been, how effective it is. So basically, you see, I don't really train like that. We know that the market is going to be moving down from this way, but that is not a good trend. Yeah, that is one thing I really want you to understand. We know that the market is still going to be moving down, like from this place to this place, like from 35 to 14, but that's not really good entry, because before you enter a position, then you have to have some proofs. Like, you don't want to enter a market that can have 50% or as a likelihood of a potential. You just want to enter a market that it must move to that direction. Yeah, lazima itaenda that direction. I see that is the same thing that we really talk about when we talk about this currency here. Now, in case this market keeps moving down, and if you see a big candle, this candle is going to close, because you can see it's just going to be closing in the next 15 minutes. If this market is going to come to this place, and I think this is actually a good entry point, 47.92, at least the market will try to move on the upper side. Trust me on this. This is actually a good entry point for a buy position as the market moves down. But when we come to this area here, that's why I'm going to set an alert here. That's why I'm going to set an alert for the gold in kitambo here. I'm going to set an alert for 47.95. Market buying as it moves slowly down. Yeah, so when we achieve this result here, so we see when these prices come here, it just depends. Are we going to get a demand around that area, or the market is going to switch off and we get a momentum buying position to push this market? Because it can happen this way. It can happen this way. So that's why when this market comes to that point, then we have to really know what is going to be happening, because we can buy and then we're going to sell again at 14.17, and the prices keeps moving exactly like that, and that is not really going to be fair at all. So I don't think that is going to be nice. But at least now, since the price and momentum and the demand for the gold still stays up, then demand for the gold stays up, now it means that we still have the opportunity to buy at the lower prices. But I'm saying the lower prices means at least when we buy slightly below 48, that at least a lower price that we are talking about. So above that, still higher prices that we'll be having for the gold. So let's wait and see prices they drop. this is now the moment that we are waiting for. You can see the prices now are really trying to break the above zone, but it's really becoming so difficult here. But what you see, if you actually switch to 2-hour time frame, let's see something. You notice that this candle is actually down, and also this closed down, and then the next one is absolutely that can actually take us to this zone here. So don't be in hurry, like you're thinking that just because this market actually just moved on this place, now you're good to go. Like this is not good time to buy. Okay, but already we have moved all the way to this place, and probably this is where the market was feeling this gap that was created here, and you can see how it moved very fast across this area here. Now we'll be observing now how the market is going to be still doing on this one. The next currency pair that we are trading is GBP Howdy. The market has already up, and yes, it's already 700. You can see on that, and I'm expecting 198. Yeah, this is 98. Still 98. That is 98. I will increase the prices. That is increased prices so that you can see them well. And now the prices that we are really waiting to see from this is here. Let me drag this here. Okay, yeah, so this is around 198. Around 98 is not that really far because we have 30 pips until we moved to that place. But remember also we have 196 800, so that this was very close that we are waiting for. So again, when this prices drop here, and I know there's likelihood for this price to continue rising here before we rise up, then I think that is the time now we have gone to spot even to buy, like when these prices come to this place. So let's keep observing that one. Probably towards the end of the day, that is when we are going to be getting that one. Gold, we are going to give it time until see good moves happening to the market, and then we can still find good positions to buy from this market. Right. Silver is up, and I think this is not a good time to really buy the silver. I bought it yesterday at 90. And I think the silver was really up and created a very big move, of which I know the silver might actually be creating a new high or probably 96. So we are going still to wait and get good prices from that. So there's likelihood for maybe a silver to come at 92.7, of which yesterday we touched 90. So maybe the next one that we are going to be getting is around 90, 92. So 92 will be good spotter though. 92 will be a good one. So still waiting for the drop. So remember silver is actually will be hitting higher prices with the time. So still waiting for the prices to rise. Over time is going to be something very interesting. So that's what I'm going to be waiting to see, considering next week and also today at 4:30 in the next 1 hours we're going to have PMI and to the measure of inflation. Now this is going to be happening, but we will be still observing that in case it moves the market. We'll be coming back to really discuss more of those results. Tomorrow again 10 a.m. East African time we'll be here to still analyze the currency. So let's see what this platform is saying about the GBP AUD. I want us to check on the GBP. Let's see. Which time frame is this? So that is it. I'll not be trading gold until see the price is at least a move because of what we really got there. I'll be checking more of that, but at least until we get, because you can see these prices keep rotating around these numbers. You can see this area I'm talking about around this zone here is actually becoming so dangerous. So in case maybe you're planning to buy or around this area, I think the best price that you can actually start buying is when this price drop 47.94. But when you are still buying from this market, when these prices are still the way up, so be a danger zone. Actually, this is the center of it. Like, this is mid price. This is the mid price for the buy and sell that you are supposed to do yesterday. So that, at least the lower you buy from these lower prices, at least you have chances to make money. But if you buy from here, you have chances of losing a lot of money from that. Although long term, we might be having the prices hitting all-time high, another all-time high to be created. All right. I'll be checking other currencies and probably will be coming live again tomorrow 10 a.m. In case you have an opportunity, ensure that you visit us here. Follow me on all social media platforms and tech for more of this. I'm going to sign out, and tomorrow we are going to be doing it even more bigger and better. Bigger and better. Good trending, so ensure that you use good risk management when you're trading, and trend good and make money. Ensure that you make money. Our signals here, every signal we normally share here, more hack rate. So let's have big numbers that are really watching us here. That is what we really want to build. Big, so that we can trend together. It's going to be really amazing.